What's up, guys? So today we're looking at the Gerber 06 Auto. All right, classic knife. This specific one is the 10th anniversary edition. So this has OD green aluminum scales. All right, there's a bunch of different versions of this. I've even seen one with the camo scales, which is pretty cool. But anyway, classic Gerber knife. This one's made in America. All right, if I zoom in on the stamp on the back, you can see the reverse flag. It says 10 years, 06 Auto. Of course, this one is made in Portland, Oregon. All right, S30V. So you can see marked on the blade there. Very cool. I have to say, like, when the name Gerber comes up, people have a lot of mixed feelings. If you've been in the knife game for a long time, you can certainly appreciate a lot of different Gerbers from yesteryear, as well as knives like this that are still currently being made. However, for some reason, they get a bad rap. A lot of people think Gerber is a lower quality knife. I think every single knife company has really good ones and okay ones. Clearly, Gerber as a whole does offer a lot more, affordable knives, and when you're talking about lower prices, of course, the quality will be a little bit lower. I have to say I'm still a huge fan of their US-made knives, all right? Specifically the US-made Auto that we're looking at right now. This has to be probably my favorite of all the Gerber models. Now, the Applegate Fairbairn folders, I always have something special in my heart for those. I've had numerous of them, the automatic version, the manual versions. I just think it's a really cool knife. But this one is actually a very hard use knife. So I happen to save the box on this one. You guys know I'm pretty bad about saving boxes to knives, but I did want to save it just to show you, as well as you can look at the exact model if I flip it around there, make it easy for you. So 30-001263N. All right, as you can see, the green anniversary edition. So some quick specs on this. We have a 3.6-inch blade, again S30V as marked on the blade. All right, this is a drop point style. This is also stone washed. You guys can probably see that finish, which is very nice. I do prefer stone washed blades. Not only do they usually feel glass-like, which is really nice, the smoother the blade is, the less resistance when cutting. Of course, you're not gonna tell the difference cutting open some cardboard boxes or anything, but long-term use, it does certainly help. But it's also flat ground for the people who care. All right, very nice edge on this. When it was new, all I did was strop this up, all right, after usage, so it still maintained a very good edge. Gerber's S30V is very well done, so no issues or problems there. With the blade style, pretty simple, a little bit of belly up front here, not an incredibly fine point, but I figure this knife to be a much harder use folder. All right, this can definitely take a beating. Thick old aluminum scales here. You can see if I tilt this, the liners on this knife are skeletonized on both sides to free up some weight. Because this is big, it's still chunky. Even with the skeletonization, it's 7.1 ounces, so you definitely know it's in your hand. Closed here, 5 inches almost on the button. Speaking of button, there it is. 8.6 inches overall. All right, now if we look at the bottom here, you can see that the liners go to a kind of a striking pommel, which is good for self-defense, but 99.99999, and keep going with that, percent of the time, you're not gonna be using your knives for self-defense. That can be very practical for breaking glass. In the case of emergency, something happens with your vehicle, you happen to get locked in, trapped in the vehicle, you can use that to break out the windows if necessary. As far as this being an automatic knife, it's extremely positive. What I mean by that is the lock here has a safety. All right, so pushing up is safe, will not fire. Pushing down, of course, you can see the red. Red means unsafe, just like with firearms. Very clear indicator that you're ready to go. But it just has such a positive, chunky click. I mean, you guys can hear that. You could probably feel it just listening to it. All right, there's no way that's going to accidentally either go on or off, depending on what you want it to do. All right, when unlocked, the button does travel quite a bit before it releases the blade. All right, you can see how that works if you've ever seen a button lock, because that's all an automatic knife is a button lock with a spring. All right, so you see the cutout here. Let me zoom in, give you a better shot of this. So there's pressure built up with a coil spring that goes around the pivot, and as you push the button, all it's doing is moving out of the way so that it can release the pressure and swing the blade open and locked. When the blade goes all the way open, the button pops back out, all right, and therefore it won't move. Pretty simple idea. So a quick note, after using this a bunch, it did create a little bit of side-to-side play, which can be adjusted with the pivot. I just decided not to, until I make this video. But there's no up and down or anything. All right, once this is opened, you can put that lock back on, and this will prevent the button from depressing. So you can basically lock it in the open position. All right. As far as like the speed on this, because it's a big old blade, it's not the fastest, but it's certainly fast enough. It doesn't come across as being sluggish or slow. As far as the ergonomics on this, I think it's really, really comfortable. You can see there's 2 finger choils here for your pointer finger and middle finger. And of course, because this flares out as a natural guard, you have a thumb rest. So your thumb digs right in here. There is a little bit of jimping on the frame there. All right, once you get a good grip on this thing, it's not coming out of your hands. All right, whether you have like a natural grip like this, it's just super, super comfortable. And again, I have kind of large hands. They're not massive or anything, but they are certainly chunky. And I can get a really, really nice grip on this, or if I want to put my thumb back there, even in the reverse grip, same thing. All right, although we're not in the reverse grip very often. I don't do a whole lot of stabbing anything, unless it's just for fun. But yeah, I mean, the ergos are awesome. There are some cutouts here on the aluminum, mostly just for looks. I mean, it's not facilitating that much grip. It has a little bit of a textured feel, but it's not like it's keeping me from sliding or anything like that. But yeah, ergos are awesome on this. As far as the pocket clip, you can see it does ride kind of high. All right, there is a lanyard hole if you want to throw a lanyard on there. So some people don't like that it sticks out of the pocket a little bit, but it's a big old chunky knife. I don't really see, you know, much disadvantage of that. So if I open up, you can see that there is a flow-through design here, except for that spacer piece. And actually, before I might have said liner, but you can see it's clearly a separate piece of metal. They're just thinner liners on this one. Overall, I really do like this knife. As I mentioned, it's got to be my favorite of all the US Gerber models that are out there. I mean, it's hard use. You can actually rely on this automatic. There's a ton of automatics on the market. A lot of them are fun. I mean, automatic knives are fun. Plain and simple. Push a button, blade shoots out. We love it, right? That's why they're so popular. But this is one you can actually use. Now, the S30V is going to hold an awesome edge for you. It's a very, very solid knife. Like I said, ergos are fantastic on this. All right, so if you decide and you live in a place where you can legally have an automatic knife and you decide to make that your EDC option, you want to use it day in and day out, this is a really good option. These sell for about $180. I mean, this one specifically is like $179, but they're all pretty much in the ballpark. Like I said, there's different variations on it. You can get one with tanto blades, you can get it with the black handle, a couple of different variations, also combo edge, if you happen to like that. I do prefer a plain edge like this. But yeah, I mean, I think it's totally worth the money. It's a higher end automatic knife, but don't let that Gerber badge fool you. This will compete against all your favorite brands, all right? Gerber is not a bad knife company, okay? Gerber makes some bad knives. I would agree there. However, like I said, I think every company makes some good ones and some bad ones. Have a great day, guys. I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.